where somebody gets a recipe and somebody explains and demystifies and hacks, how to save money on a flight, or how to get yourself featured in VentureBeat, TechCrunch, or GigaOM. And so I believe that a lot of things that you guys reach for can absolutely be reverse engineered. And so I think a lot of those resources are online. And I try to load and facilitate up some of those resources.
So as someone who blogs, what are some ways to get to guest blog for a blog bigger than yours?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's a great question. So the question was, how do you guest blog or blog for a blog bigger than yours? A lot of speculative articles and then pinging them for speculative articles and initially hitting them with an outline. When I was just getting started, I actually got behind a parade. I actually got behind an existing parade. I found 15-year-old best-selling book titles, and I wrote book reports on it. And I spec'd out an article with the book's outline, because a lot of this stuff is evergreen. So I would ping the editor and say, hey, I'm a fan of your blog. And kissing ass, okay? Kissing ass is absolutely an art form. Who's the kid who's a freshman, who's a fast rising star at Stanford? John Yang Semar.
Oh yeah, John Yang Semataro.
Yes, that name that he just mentioned. That boy is good at kissing butt, okay? He's a freshman, he's an uber talented CS major, okay? You think I kiss ass good, okay? John kisses ass extremely well. And that's what I would do with a blogger. Hey, I'm a huge fan of your blog. In the morning, I wake up, I look forward to one thing, reading your blog. I mean, try to say something genuine. If you read it once a week, then maybe say, you're the only blog that I read. And it comes in via an email, and I mean, it's just some form of genuinity. But pinging them, does that work? That is right. So pinging them with an outline, and then getting feedback for speculative titles. I love the speculative titles pitch. What would you like me to write about? Because get that person involved. Don't spec out an article. A spec article is an article that you write on pure speculation. Do not just write an article that's soup to nuts, because then they're going to read it and not know what to do with it. Get that ebb and flow. Also, when you're doing email follow-ups, okay, I love the email follow-up that is the ping, that is the, hey, I'm just checking to see if this email is your best email. Is it? Question mark, you're done. If that guy pings back, yes it is, that's a conversation. I mean, even though the conversation could be, yeah, I know you. Don't ever email me again unless there's something important. That's still a conversation. How many times, I know, how many times have we emailed somebody, okay, a superstar mentor? By the way, I got to go over 4 different kinds of mentor. How many times have we emailed a person who's a potential mentor, okay, and then all we got was error back, right? We thought we wrote a great email, right? And how many people re-email? Some do. Okay. Most people that go to good schools don't re-email. I know this kid named Evan, okay, rising star at GSB, feels extremely community college, even though I think he's one of the more talented people at Stanford GSB. He emailed his board of advisors. He emailed one guy every other day and pretended like he never emailed him before. Each email never was like, oh, I'm Larry. I've been emailing you, and oh gosh, you haven't been reading my email. That's not how we do it. That's how most of us would do it, okay? He would email, hey, I read this thing, and I thought about you. And I was wondering if we could maybe connect up for a phone call. Doesn't want to meet for coffee, wants to meet for a phone call. And then every email was a standalone, awesome email. That's a huge way to hack into a person's email. Have you seen either hot girls or important... is that too prejudicial? Anyway, I don't care. Have you been with a hot girl and watched her phone on a Saturday night? The thing explodes. Okay, I could sell 4 companies and not get that many text messages. Have you seen that? Seriously, have you seen that? It just ding. Dan's seen it. Well, not with when he's hanging out with me, but with other people. The phone explodes. Okay, That's how that VC's email is 24/7, okay? 24/7. You think your email is that special, okay? I mean, MIT's a great school, okay? But he's getting special emails from all the legendary people that that had their butts in your seats from now till the 80s. In my case, like the middle 80s. Not that good of a school, but that's who you're competing against. So pinging those emails. 4 types of mentors I'm going to hit real quick before I go to the VC thing. 4 types of mentors. Superstar mentor, okay? Everyone loves to get mentored by the superstar mentor, okay? I think they're okay. The way to ping them is to call them and to email them. The great news about today's day and age is that nobody leaves voicemails anymore. And I wrote an awesome article that actually allows you to take advantage of the fact that these guys and girls, women, no longer listen to their voicemail. They don't even pick up their phone anymore. Take advantage of that. Read this article called 9 Ways to Close a Deal via Voicemail. 9 Ways to Close a Deal via voicemail. I know I'm selling blog posts, but at least that's the only thing I'm selling, right? And by the way, the book, all 14 chapters are free. Superstar mentor. Am I too salesy? I'm trying to sell you a bunch of ideas here. Superstar mentor, okay? Cohort mentor. Cohort mentor is the person 5 seats down, okay? For me, it would be fellow best-selling author Tim Ferriss, okay? A lot of people in Silicon Valley poo-poo that, okay? You read that book, it's actually good, okay? 4-hour work week, okay? Sounds kind of dumb, looks kind of dumb, Tim, okay? That book's actually good, okay? But I'm one of the only people in Silicon Valley willing to say that, yeah, I bought it. Actually, I bought more than 1 copy. And yeah, I read it, okay? That's a cohort mentor, okay? Critical person to learn from. Another person's a junior mentor, okay? Junior mentor is a person that you discover when he's an undergrad, okay? Kind of awkward because, then you're like jockeying a mentor, from undergrad levels. But if the kid's talented, the kid's talented. So that's your junior mentor, okay? And you got to demean yourself to talk to a person who's a junior in college, or in Corey Levy's case, now a freshman at the University of Illinois who produced a conference at Stanford University junior year while in a high school in Texas. I started jockeying Corey Levy pretty early, right, Dan? I just got behind that parade and just try to recognize that rising star. Junior mentor. The last person that we all learn from, okay, is our default mentor. That's our roommate, okay, whose attitude kind of overflows into our lives. That's maybe a parent who says, that entrepreneur thing, Uncle Bobby tried it, he's ruined. Ruined. Or, if you're in my family, look, you're probably going to go be an entrepreneur, so you better go learn from somebody other than me because you don't learn so well from me, says my dad. So that's default mentor. Superstar mentor, cohort mentor, junior mentor, default mentor. Watch who is influencing you with what ideas, okay? How do you deal with failure, okay? What happens when, you've got a relative who had a yard sale, meaning they just quit, okay? How do you adapt? I mean, I had early on as a default mentor, at the time not doctor, Andy Ewan lost his right arm and his right leg. I feel as if I can go through anything. I mean, if you look at me, talent-wise, I am not there. I'm just not there. With academic qualifications, I'm just a little short. I mean, I got into a good school because I played a sport. Did I tell you I was a jock? But where I excel is in a lot of the stuff that's street smart and a lot of the stuff where, I had a really bad game. I know how to bounce back from a really, really, really bad game. And I challenge you guys to do some of those same things. Now, people who will give you a bad game. You guys like that transition? People who will give you a bad game or a bad day is a venture capitalist. His job, okay? His job is to make money whether your company does great or doesn't do great, okay? Because he needs his mother scratching money, okay? And guess what? We as entrepreneurs, this is probably our first, maybe our second rodeo, okay? A VC, he's seen exact versions of us 30 to 50 to 100 times before us. So he's been through this before. He knows what he's doing to us, okay? So countermeasures to a VC, Travis, I don't remember his last name. Ubercab. He started Ubercab. Travis, 310-666-214-29. Travis talks about countermeasures. Countermeasures to what a VC does to you. A lot of it has been blogged about by Mark Suster, who writes this amazing blog called Both Sides of the Table. Both Sides of the Table. He talks about disclosures to your board. Who asked the question for countermeasures? What was your name?
Mayan?
Mine. How do you spell that?
M-A-Y-A-N-K.
E-N-K?
Yeah.
The biggest way, I think, is to not take venture money. But if you're going to take venture money, having safeguards, preserving board of directors and voting shares, having clear disclosures, and just trying to find a VC who's got a decent track record of not automatically screwing you if you're going to do well or if you're going to do poorly. It's extremely difficult because as soon as you take venture money, you now have a boss that has never or has usually not operated a company in the past 5 or 10 years. And he's in bed with one person, the LP. Okay? There's always going to be a new batch of entrepreneurs, and a lot of VCs don't get badmouth behind people, and that's just how the venture game works. I built a name in venture by doing something recently called reverse VC pitch, where I get VCs to pay to pitch. But before that, I used to blog, or still blog. I wrote the article, 9 VCs that you don't want to meet. But before that, a VC treated me horribly at a TechCrunch party, at a party that I was hosting, okay? And I committed to spend a 5-digit sum of money to run that VC out of town because he was extremely, extremely rude to me. And so I kind of backed into my VC Rolodex. But, I mean, you can take advantage of my VC Rolodex by, oh, this is the awesome thing, which is how do we get a VC that we don't know to mentor us? I'm going to poo-poo VCs a little bit, okay? Just because I think it's dangerous for us as entrepreneurs to take venture money. But VCs are awesome pattern recognition people, okay? They will absolutely tell you where we all are at in where we are as an entrepreneur. Pattern recognition and intros and distribution, okay? Make these VCs work for you in those 3 categories before you accept money, okay? Huge, huge. Most entrepreneurs, once they see the fund size and once they see, hey, you know, you can make me a millionaire on paper, they just bow down and say, look, what can I do to chase you, okay? Stock in this market, okay? Stock does not get sold. Stock does not get sold, ever. Stock gets bought. Stock does not get sold. Stock only gets bought. And a VC only buys stock. He's never sold stock. And I know that that's a small distinction, but a venture person only wants to hunt down the best deals. And the faster we can get from selling to stop selling to getting sold, the better that we'll do with venture capitalists. Now here are a couple tactical ways to do that, okay? 1, sandbag that first VC meeting, okay? If you have 50,000 users, say, our beta's not quite up yet. Because then, 2 weeks from now, oh, did I tell you? We have 50,000 users. Oh my God. Every entrepreneur, okay, they always overpromise that first meeting. They're like, oh yeah, we're doing better. No VC, okay, I'm going to tell you this right now. No VC will ever give you money on that within the first 90 minutes. And that guy, okay, who got me money in the first 90 minutes, that VC's been hunting and sniffing around their business, okay, for the past X number of months. Okay? So VCs want a free look in, and then they want to figure out where you're at 4 to 5 months from now. And guess when VCs actually decide to buy the stock? Is when all their other friends want to start buying that same stock. Your company. Okay? So sandbag that first meeting. Second, ask them to do stuff before a meeting. And don't ask them for a coffee, and don't do the informational interview. I love asking them for specifics. I also love, so that's 2. 3, I love asking them, okay, for small micro sums of money. Small micro sums of money. Now that seems really awkward for most people, but you're going to be asking the guy for $2 million. You're going to feel awkward for saying, hey, do you got $600 so me and my buddy Dan can go to South by Southwest? Laugh. Justin Wilcox, okay? I picked up this guy. I know, okay, so you know that guy who can walk in any bar and pick up any girl, okay? I can walk in any bar, okay, and pick up any entrepreneur within 2 minutes, get his cell phone number. Justin Wilcox, I met at some crap tech event, I think, whatever. In San Francisco, okay, there's like 5 of these a day. We're in the taco truck line, okay, because there's $6 comp tacos, okay? Justin Wilcox goes, hey, Jason Calcanis just gave me a table, okay, a demo table, which is basically a half this table. There's 80 of them. There's 40 on this side. There's 40 on the other side of the conference hall. And now, you've got, a table. Justin, let's walk back into that room from the taco truck. Taco truck is outside parked. Gas generator's going. Party's inside. I'm like, Justin, let's take half your table, okay? And let's sell it as a sponsorship to VCs. It's like, what? Like, yeah. So Jason Calcanis gives you the launch table, okay? And he actually documents it in a blog post that you can absolutely simply copy. Let's sell half of it to a VC. Not only did he sell half of it to a VC in the room, he also got the after party, so he split his table again. This is like a little table. So he split his table again to a company called Twilio. Okay, has anybody heard of Twilio? They picked up a $3,000 bar tab, okay? And so Justin ends up selling his table and getting the first night after party. First night after party on Compare. First night after party at launch conference. First night after party. The reason I go over these things is because there's absolutely a way to do small deals and ask VCs for $300 or $400. Is anybody uncomfortable with asking a VC for $300, $400, $500? If you guys want, we can practice because Dan and I are $1,000 in the hole for the reverse VC panel. We'll pay 80% commission. Is that bad? Yeah, okay, look, I'll pay 105% commission.
What's the most ridiculous thing you think you could ask a VC for those small amounts?
I think that, okay, see, this is, okay, so then...
Or what have you done? What's the most ridiculous thing you've asked for?
What's the most ridiculous thing that...
Yeah, like the one you were like, I don't think they're going to say yes, but then they did.
VCs love to be asked for money. Why? Because they over-extrapolate the fact that you're going to ask me for $600 in like, what's your name?
Kevin.
And I'm going to be hanging out with Kevin this close and be like, hey, I would love $500. Can I get $500? And the mind I'm thinking, oh my God, I love this guy because I don't know why, but they do know why. Because they think and over-extrapolate how much you're going to be asking your customers for that money. Especially if you're like, have a tech background, or especially if you're academically smart. Because the biggest thing that people want to do is build a great product and then, hope it sells itself. The VC wants you to hotbox them just the same way that I did on top of you. Hey, I'd love $500. And then stop talking as a used car salesperson, lay the pen down. Huge tactic. Huge tactic.
Isn't there potential for that to hurt your relationship with the VC?
We're entrepreneurs, okay? We're in much more danger, okay? If some random VC saying, oh yeah, Larry Chang's slut, don't do business with him. Thank you. Thank you for talking about me, at least. So yeah, there is. But you're in a lot more danger, because payroll's due on Friday. It's Tuesday. Where's your CEO? He's at Boston. What's he doing there? Is he selling? No, he's just speaking of a thing. Friday payroll's due, okay? It's a bigger danger. To wrap, grabbing VC's attention. I was coached to be a strangely evolved fish in a medium to large size pond, okay? And if we are not striving to do something, I mean, you think the version of me that you see standing in front of you was the original version when I initially started my company? It was not. Now I'm just off the deep end just because I want to try to stimulate people's thoughts and literally move outside of the box from what they would normally do, what they previously have done, to try to create some results that they've not created before. And I've stood on the shoulders of my father, who's around, and then Mark McCormick, my mentor, who passed in '06. I mean, I launched a book, okay, from a fashion runway. I mean, who does that? I mean, I don't think you should launch your company at a tech conference. I think you should launch it as, something soft, warm, and fluffy. So hopefully I've gotten a little bit of your ROI and lopped off a little bit of your debt. And the cheat that I used is my cell phone number, because I will facilitate and I will try to be your assistant for the next 90 days. 650-283, 650-283, 8008. So that was my little cheat for getting you guys your ROI, because I will absolutely put my head together, okay, with yours and reverse engineer, a book or a blog article, or how to wedge into guest posting on a blog, an awesome one way over your head, Huffington Post, whatever. So that's my time with you. Thank you very much.
And then can you talk about your office hours and reverse VC panel?
Sure. Dan, you want to stand up with me?